Hello everyone. So yeah, I couldn't do my video last night. Rach, I think, told you in her video. I had a really full day, and then I had a meeting till about 5 o'clock, 5:30. Got home late, chatted to Rach very briefly. Then I had to go straight to hockey training. Then I had to come home and mark a heap of stuff because tomorrow is our last day of school, and I had quite a bit of marking to finish off this week before the end of term, so I had to do that, which meant I had no time for a video yesterday. In fact, not much time at all during this whole week. I've marked probably 70 odd assessment tasks, 70, it'd be about that. So it's quite a lot. So anyway, I have been fiddling around with my pouch, my Beck inspired pouch. And just a correction, Beck, that was from you. In fact, most of the background, in fact, all the background fabrics, except this one. I got this piece of old quilt from someone else. It's the one I showed you last week. This is from someone else. My Suffolk puffs are from someone else. That lace, I think, this lace, that lace. But all the other bits and pieces, the fabrics that I bought from Beck. And a gorgeous hexie pack. I want to put that orange one on there. So this is my layout I'm playing with at the moment. I need to stitch it all down, so I'm going to pin it in a minute. Depending on what it looks like when I'm done, I'm thinking of embroidering a bird, like just the outline of a bird, like you see on the vintage embroideries somewhere. Maybe needs a bit of colour up here or here. I don't know. So I'm going to pin it all down, and then I'm going to do a variety of stitches. The threads I'm going to use is the green, picking up similar to that green, just a slight bit darker. Another green, that's a thinner perle, that's a number 12, that's a crochet cotton. How good's that colour? Love that colour. I've got a couple of Wonderfills, orange and blue, because I've got orange and blues in here. So just to show you my colours. Just a normal plain cream crochet cotton. And then because I've got my bright pink zip, I don't have a bright neon pink in this kind of thread. Wish I did, but I don't. But I do have a neon pink wool. Now it is a different pink. It's different. It's a little bit purplier. That's a little bit touch of orangey. But I think it'll be fine. Neon and neon, and I really like all those colours together. So I'm going to go ahead, pin it all down, and then stitch away. So grab some pins. I love these clover pins. These are my favourite. They're flower head pins, but they're really, bug. Sorry, little bug there. Go away, bug. They're really thin. They're flexible too, bent. So if you do use a sewing machine, you go over them, like they always just run through smoothly, like you never actually catch the machine on them. You can get them in blue and like this pink and red. Pink on one side, more red on the other. But they're my favourite, and they're quite long as well. The only place I've seen them, there are other flower head pins, but these are the specific ones from Clover that are really thin. I've got other Clover ones that are thicker, but I like these thin ones. And I did get that pack, I think I got from you, Beck, but I've had many packs. I buy them all the time. Whenever I see them, I buy some. Okay, so just on the background, I've just got the piece of calico that I ripped up last week. Okay, so I'm literally going to pin everything just down in place. I'm not going to sew one layer than the next. It's all going to get stitched down at the same time. I love this embroidery. It came off an old pillowcase. It was like a linen pillowcase, felt like linen, or it's quite a nice textured cotton if it's not linen. And I got another flower just like that one, but in red, going the other direction. And then I was just seeing if it's near me. I think it is. Here, this is the main flower, which I love as well. I'll eventually put that onto a slow stitch piece. So, yeah, I love that one. I might trim it down just a little closer so we can see more of the fabrics behind. I'll just pin all this first. And then I can go ahead and maybe trim that down a little bit further. Now I've got to get the paper out here. So this was just like I showed you last week, it was like a scrap bag of hexies that I bought from Beck. Some were on papers and some are not yet. They're cut out, they're like this. They're like that, so cut out but not on papers yet. And just thinking, is that going to stay? Now I've pulled it out, because normally you'd stitch them together and you take the papers out later. I'm just going to see if it will go back into shape. I think it will. And there's a little gap there, so I was going to stitch that to cover. That'll cover that gap. You won't see it. Okay, and then I've just got some old Suffolk puffs. That's a really faded orange check, a red one, and a little bit of aqua. So that one I think was going to go there. Might use little tiny applique pins to pin this one. I'm getting stuck on something. Just to hold them in place. These little applique pins are they're Clover brand as well. The little ones with the white, tiny little short things. These are old, these ones. They feel a little bit actually blunt. I've had them for a long time. And then I got a teeny tiny one just to add in. Okay, now that's all in place. I'm going to have a look at this. Let's just pin that a bit better, and I'm going to put one more pin because I've just pulled it out. One more pin in the feed sack quilt. Okay, so let's have a look. Come in a bit closer. I'm not going to come right in because you don't want it to like fray down to where the stitching is. Oh, so sorry, so sorry. So I've got to stop doing that. The arm of the tripod thingy is just right above me, so I've got to be careful. I was coming a little bit more on this side, and I think we're good. Come in enough that you'll see a bit more of the fabrics underneath. Okay, so something like that, approximately, will be where it will be placed. All right, so let's get going. I'm just going to randomly stitch on it. I'm going to stitch some bits down like the hexie. I might go round with an overcast stitch on the outside. Same with the Suffolk puffs. I'm going to get some color. I think I'm going to go straight into my pink. Where's the end of it? Now, this is a wool. I don't know what ply it is. It's approximately 4 ply, I think. No expert here on wools. I just buy what I like. So I'm threading up a chenille needle with this because it's got a larger eye. And I've probably made the string too long. Okay. I think I'd like some running stitch in neon. Oh, sorry, I'm right off camera. Running stitch in neon pink, so I'm going to start with that. I was just thinking, I'll do a little bit of this, but then I might tack down the fabric so I can take out the pins. It'll be easier. Instead of what's happening here as it's moving around a little bit. Oh, sorry, my cat's coming through. Move, Bob, Bob. Come on, darling. And come sit on my lap. Good girl. There we go. She likes sitting here because the wool mat's nice and warm. Go that way. There you go, darling. Every time she comes to me now, Alfie comes, he wants in on the action. She gets nice long pats in the morning. She usually gets up earlier than him and she just comes and snuggles. Snuggles for a while, which is good because he doesn't notice and he lets her have some time because he's pretty much asleep. And then he gets up and then I have to have one on each side in the bed in the morning. They both get on for a cuddle. And as long as I keep him on one side, she's okay. But if he gets too close, she hisses at him and she gets off. Still, how long have we had him? He's 5.5 months. We got him when he was 2 months. Yeah, so after 3.5 months, she's still, she tolerates him, but she's not fully used to him. They're not going to be sleeping in a bed together anytime soon and snuggling up. I need to see if I can get some neon threads. Beck had this fantastic neon thread. I think she said you might not be able to get it anymore or something, but I'd love to get some like neon threads that aren't synthetic. Like I don't want polyester cotton. I'd prefer a cotton, but in neon pink. Is everyone having fun with this prompt? We've seen a lot of different bags. Yep, I forgot to mention the dilly bag. I don't even know specifically where dilly bags came from. I think they're like from the 1800s or something. And I think they used to be bags that maybe like ladies carried around their things in, like the little round ones that pull in and a drawstring. yeah, so I got a pattern for a dilly bag. That's why I sort of thought about a dilly bag. But I've seen some great Japanese rice bags, and then some lots of really cool ideas. Yeah, some tote bags done pretty quickly, drawstring bags, zipper pouch bag kind of things like what I'm doing. Yeah, it's been good. So you might get it done quickly. Some people are done. It's like amazing. Like I think someone even had theirs up like literally within 24 hours of the prompt reveal. But you might want to try different ones. You might do a couple of prompts this month, or even the needle rolls like the Huswifts, people did more than one. And certainly the trifold pouches, some people did lots. I mean, because, you know, they're always something that you could gift to someone, or I just feel like you can never have enough pouches to put things in, especially sewing. You have your little travel sewing kit in one, or different projects in each pouch. So we've got 2 more prompts in this series, and then, then we're on to the next series. It goes so quickly, which will be series volume number 8. Not 8, 6, not 8. We're not that far in. So we kind of have a bit of an idea, need to talk it through a little bit more to make sure we're happy with what we want to do. Trying to get some variation into it each time. We might even have to have a series or a volume eventually where you guys come up with suggestions, and then we could pick someone's suggestion or combine some suggestions. There might be some things that you've been really wanting to do. But if you want to do them, you don't have to wait for one of our projects. You can just do stuff. I'm looking forward to the holidays, actually. I want to do some creative stuff, stitching, and thinking possibly maybe even some painting too. And then, as I told you last week, my back for my pouch is going to be hexagon. So I'm going to use a lot of the fabrics that are in here and those types of colours. A lot of the fabrics I bought up at Beck's I'm going to use. And then my inside is going to be the feed sack fabric, the back of the feed sack fabric. So that's going to be the inside. I love that. That's a cool fabric. Someone asked me what feed sack fabric is. It was literally the fabric that they used to make feed sacks, like to put grains and things like that in. I think even back to the late 1800s maybe, but I think very much 1830s, 1840s, etc. And what they did is they repurposed the fabric, and they often sewed them into quilts. So how do you know it's feed sack fabric? Well, it actually feels like quilting fabric it's different. I'd say quilting fabric is more smooth. This has got a slightly, it's not rough, like it's a nice texture, but it's slightly thicker, but a little bit more textural. I don't know, you can kind of tell. Like that looks like almost a feed sack pattern to me, but more quilting fabric. You know, they probably have done the reproductions. Yeah, it is just a different texture. This is the front of the quilt, and I've cut the piece out that I've put into my thing. But that definitely, to me, is feed sack fabric, which I can't get enough of. Like, it's so hard to source over here. I mean, I can buy it on eBay and stuff, but the postage costs from America are just ridiculous. It's so crazy how much stuff costs to send over here, and vice versa for us to send as well. You know, COVID's done us that favour by putting up all the postage costs. I guess we're all buying a lot more stuff online. But anyway, yeah, so I'll quickly grab a book to show you that I love. and it's about feed sacks. Hang on. Okay, so these books are from an independent publisher called Uppercase. She's basically one lady, Canadian lady, that does a magazine, self-published, or published, like she does most of the stuff herself, I'm pretty sure, or maybe even all of it. And she also produces these encyclopedia books. I've got most of them. I don't think I've got all, but I've got most. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 of them. And she did one on feed sacks. The only thing is when I got my feed sack one, they come with a really lovely reversible cover. Mine didn't have it. But this is a really thick one, the feed sack one. So this is all about the gorgeous feed sack fabrics. And in fact, it probably will tell, well, there we go, will tell us about it. So the history of it, from barrel to bag, pretty patterns, end of an era, collections, etc. Like this tells you all about it, but there's just really cool design, like they're gorgeous. So if I just look quickly, mid-century modern prints, earliest print bags to mid-century modern, 1950s and 1960s. Oh, I thought they were earlier. So there you go, around 1950s and 60s. Endless array of eye candy for lovers of textiles, topography and design. I thought there was some from the 1800s, as like late 1800s. Then you've also got bags, like not the check part there, but them as well, which are really great. Yeah, I'm not going to read you all this. I don't know if she has this edition still for sale on Uppercase magazine, but she does reprints of old volumes. That's how I've got some of my volumes. So yeah, these are the sort of feed sack bags that I would have thought of. I've got, not as amazing as those ones, but I've got some stuff like that. And lovely. Wynette gave us some gorgeous bits of old feed sack bags. I love that one. But then you get into the bold prints, and these are the bags that they'd have things in, egg pellets, and what have we got? Poultry feed. Look at the fabrics that you put your animal feed in. Rice. Look how great the fabrics are, and that's why we're all repurposing them. And then people had garments out of them, dresses, and I mean, this book's great. It tells you all about them. I haven't read it all, obviously, because I don't know that much, but I really bought it because I love the visuals, and look at the quilts. So I actually have been searching for a gorgeous feed sack. I mean, they look like you can get them in reproductions, those kind of fabrics nowadays, 1940s. So there you go, feed sacks go earlier. I'm actually looking for a few quilts online at the moment. I'm watching a few on eBay and Etsy and things like that. I think I might have a reproduction of that fabric. Yeah, I've just got to find one that's a good price, not too expensive, and yeah, because I have to take into consideration the postage is usually about $100. Yeah, so some of these you'll be able to see fabrics that you might have seen reproduced, but the originals are the best. So anyway, there. Look at all them. There's a bit of information about feed sacks. No, Bobby, she's coming in. No. Off you get, Bobby. Bobby, go. No, you don't need to come sit here, darling. Sit here when I'm done. Hey, off you go. So I'm going to pause the camera and just get her off. Okay, so I got her off. Yep, so I've done a little bit of stitching there. It's a little bit of extra sticking out. I'm just going to snip that away. And what I might do now, I'm going to get some of the cream and do some, where's that coming through? Do some running stitch, some canthus stitching. Where's my needle gone? Now I'm in all sorts. I moved it so it wouldn't poke her while she's sitting on the mat having a pat. I'm running short of needles at the moment. I have heaps, but I have this sewing box where I have all my needles packets, and I have a whole bunch of really good stuff in there. I cannot find it. I can't find it since Rachel was here. That's the last time I saw it. I have no idea where it is. And I hope I haven't lost it, because I've got heaps of packets of brand new needles. I've got quite a few packets of Sue Spargo milliner's needles, which are my favourites. And I've got a new pair of scissors that I bought from Beck's store a while ago online, but I've barely used them. And, you know, they're a decent pair, like good quality ones. A heap of really nice buttons, tape measures. So all these just, most of my friction pens, and I've got quite a lot of varieties of them, but I can't find my sewing box. I have no idea. I've looked all over the place. The only thing is, I thought maybe I left it at Green Door Studio, so I might send Zoe a message and just see if she's found it. She probably has no idea who it belongs to. Anyway, ranting about my lost sewing box. So I'm just going to do a little bit of stitching just to show you the idea, and then I'm going to be done for tonight. I'll do a lot of the Cantha running stitch during the week, and so I'll be ready for the next video next Wednesday. Let me think what I want to do. I might do some on this. I want to do some of the running stitch in colours, the colours I showed you. But when I've got a really busy fabric like this with lots of colour in it, I'm just going to keep it plain. So just to give you the idea, you see me do this all the time. I'm not going to Cantha stitch the whole thing. It's going to be a mix. I'm actually standing. My cat's moved from my mat onto the chair behind me. At least she's not in the way, because I couldn't stitch while she's sitting on the mat. I'm really just holding this lace in place. I want to do a bit of coloured stitching around the edge. So this running stitch will just be a small ones to hold it in place. And I'll have to trim off the excess. You can see it's hanging over there. All right, so pretty straightforward. I will aim to have this all stitched down for Wednesday, and then I will come back and show you, and I'll do a bit of embellishing. And then I think Wednesday I'll also show you how I'll put my hexie background together, like the back side. And then the week after that will be the construction of my pouch. So zippers are something I'm not an expert in. I'm going to follow Beck's tutorial on YouTube, the one I linked to last week's video. And we'll see how I go. Hopefully it works. I'm just deciding whether, I know it's a slow stitch project and I want to hand stitch everything, but because it's a pouch and I want it to be strong and I'm putting a zipper in, I am thinking about doing the final stitching by machine. All right, here Bobby's coming back. Okay, so I better jump off. She's coming back again. I'm just holding her off at the moment. So I will show you next week all of this stitch down. Thanks for watching. Bye.